I was already awake. So why in the world would I get up so early and, not sleep in? And what is the deal? Well, number one, I just don't sleep that much. And my evening routine is usually helping my daughters get to bed. And then once they get to bed, I just crawl into bed, and sometimes I read, and sometimes I watch a show that I don't get to watch while they're awake. And next thing I know, it's 9:30 and I'm sleeping. And you count 6.5 or 7 hours later, and it's about 4 o'clock. What are you gonna do? The other reason is because this is the time I get to drink coffee. Okay, I drink coffee all day long, but I get a moment here by myself. I get a moment to read and to catch up, and my brain's awake. See, when I try to do stuff at night, and this is more for me, I try to do stuff in the evening, and my brain is just shot. I'm done for the day. Teaching takes a lot out of me. I do a lot of planning and a lot of thinking and a lot of figuring things out. What's the best way to do whatever that it is that we're doing that day. And by the end of the day, when I get home, I'm tired, and I don't have a lot of brain power left. And if I do try to do things in the evening, I find I'm just not very effective. So I'm a lot more effective in the morning right now, even though it's 4 a.m. But at the same time, I get up and I get to have my coffee, and I get to do a little reading, and I get to journal a little bit, and I get to take the dog for a walk, and then I get back about 5:15, and then it's time for me to get the rest of the family. Gotta get my wife up, and then I gotta get breakfast and lunches ready, and then I gotta get the kids up and get their breakfasts ready, and get myself ready, and then we've got to pile in the car, and we got to leave by 7. And it does it take 2 hours to get going and to get out of the house? Probably not. But to do it stress-free, or as little stress as possible, yeah, it probably takes about 2 hours. It takes me, half hour, 45 minutes to do all the stuff I need to do, and it takes a half hour, 45 minutes to do the stuff that my girls need to do so I can get them to school on time. And, well, next thing you know, that's like 2 hours. Earlier this week, I showed a pretty inspirational video by Neistat called "Do What You Can." It's actually a commercial for Samsung phones, but all the commercial part have been stripped out of it, which, by the way, that's what this is being filmed on, is a Samsung phone. So maybe it worked. But the beginning was dedicated to the haters, those that tell you that you can't do something, that something can't be done. And it was really inspirational and kind of made me think about, you know, being yourself, being you, and doing the things that you enjoy, and doing things in the way that work for you. Because there's a million ways to achieve your goals. There's a million ways to be successful. And the best way to do that is to do it, that's the best way for you. Kind of circular there, but I think you get it. Like to be successful, you also have to do it in your own way, and you have to do it in the way that works for you. And it's not a matter of just being different to be different, and it's not a matter of that's the only way to do it. A great way to get started, great way to learn something, a great way to start making change is to do things the way that other people have done them, but eventually it has to be your way. So the whole fake it till you make it can be doing things the way that doing things the way that other people have done it in the past, and that way you can learn, and then from there build on your own way, and then you become successful. See, every person, every YouTuber, every blogger, every podcaster has become successful because they begin to do it their way, and they begin to do it the way that works for them, and then that's how they become successful. Like, they become their own person. So you can probably see through my channel as you look back that, you know, it changes quite a bit, and that's me trying to find my voice and trying to find what works well for me. And through that process, maybe you can see me getting more comfortable on camera, more comfortable filming, more comfortable doing the things that I want to do. And it's always going to come down to teaching for me. Like, teaching and coaching is just kind of who I am, and no matter how frustrated I get with that and how much I try to get away from it, it always comes back to that. So for me, it's accepting that, like, it's accepting the fact that I'm a teacher and a coach, and that's kind of what I do best. I have this scientific and mathematical analytical mind, so in the school system, you know, that's what I teach. But what do I really want to teach? I really want to teach you to be better and to get the goals that you want to get. Look at tough guy here. Yeah, you're 2 inches tall. Now we bring up the question of, how do we know when we are being us and our true selves and doing the things that we are truly meant to do, especially when we are learning something new or trying to make changes or do something that's a little bit different. And that's when feelings come into play. Like, what feels good to you? What feels right? And you really got to get into tune with that. And sometimes our feelings aren't exactly true to ourselves, because we're trying to convince ourselves that what we're doing is the best for us, or doing the best thing that we can possibly do, doing it the best way we can do it. And it's a really tricky subject. So that's where, when you start meditating or doing yoga or going for walks early in the morning when there's nobody around to really bother you. Look, if you're not sure if you're struggling and things just really aren't working, a lot of times we just have to do and work our way through it. And it's the actions that will lead us to what is right for us, or the things that we're supposed to do in the way that we're supposed to do them. So do you, be you, and take action. And if it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't truly work for you, then try to do something a little bit different, slightly different. Going up a steep hill. So I say to you, for your haters, for your naysayers, for those that tell you that you can't, the best thing you can do, your best revenge, is to do it. And to do it your way. To be you, to do you.